The world was having a pretty typical December 12th in 2013. It was a Thursday. Beyonce was in Louisville, Kentucky for the latest stop on her Mrs. Carter tour. After the concert ended, she got on a plane and was headed to her next tour stop of Chicago.
It was 11:30 once I took off, and I had a glass of wine, and my cousin Angie was like, "Girl, you all right?" Because I was talking to myself.
Some were already asleep when the clock struck midnight and Friday, December 13th began, but those who were awake heard the sound like it was an alarm. Beyonce?
Know where you was when that digital popped, I stopped the world.
Wait a minute. Wait, I'm sorry. I think Beyonce just released an album on iTunes.
What?
Whoa! Oh my god.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
Yeah, Wednesday marked the 10th anniversary of Beyonce's self-titled album that she dropped on iTunes with no warning on Friday, December 13th, 2013.
I don't want anybody to give the message when my record is coming out. It's something missing, and it's such a joy, and it's something I was able to experience growing up. And I really, really wanted to surprise people and for them to really just hear the art and it not be about the hype and the promotion.
In an Instagram video posted on Wednesday acknowledging the anniversary, B admits that, there were some last-minute jitters.
I still get scared before every album release.
I was terrified. I was so scared.
8 days after the album's release 10 years ago, Beyonce gave a talk at an SVA director screening.
I'm like, people gonna hate it? Why didn't I say anything? No, I mean, it's just things that we all go through. It's just human. I was just really nervous because this was a huge risk.
Dropping the 14-track album as a surprise meant there was no singles out there promoting the album, no billboards, she hadn't done any interviews. She literally was dropping an album on her name alone. And as it was dropping on the world, Beyonce was basically flying above it.
When I landed, I saw it actually live on iTunes, and you're just waiting for the first comment. Oh my God!
I'm constantly searching for the deeper purpose for my art.
The next morning, I just was...
The Beyonce album literally changed the music industry. Albums used to come out on Tuesdays. And then Beyonce released on a Friday. Now every album is released on a Friday. And pretty much every other artist has done their version of a surprise release since.
Your love is bright as ever.
On the Monday, December 16th, 3 days after the album dropped, XO was released as the first official single.
Baby, love me like so.
I remember that B was spotted shooting the music video in August of that year.
Coney Island is all abuzz about Beyonce. She's been out here all day shooting what we think is a music video.
I don't know what she's doing, but as you can see, all the fans are here to see her too.
So we knew something was cooking. Obviously, we didn't know the song was going to be XO, but yeah, we knew something was going on.
I had an earbud in the videos, and basically the song would be playing for me and the director.
Your face is all that I see.
We're walking through Coney Island, and everyone's screaming, and I'm trying to lip sync to the lyrics. I can barely hear anything, and I look completely out of my mind because I'm like, and people are like, "Hey, Beyonce!" And I'm like,
we were like screaming, Beyonce! We saw signing with Beyonce! Oh my God!
Do you love Beyonce?
Yes.
Yeah?
I watch her from the Caribbean all the time. I love you.
She hit the boardwalk and continued her journey on the beach, looking as beautiful as ever.
The day after XO was released as a single, so was Drunken Love.
I've been drinking.
And in a new interview with Harper's Bazaar, Beyonce's stylist Ty Hunter revealed that what we saw was not what Beyonce foresaw, saying, all these people were supposed to be in this video, and we got there, and we started filming that part with her and Jay-Z by the water first. By the time we started doing that, it was like, send these people home. B looks hot, hair is cut, the body is banging, we don't need all these people.
Like an animal with these steps all in my grill.
Drunken Love peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it was actually the only one of the 4 singles to crack the top 10. Yeah, this piece of art was not meant, or was not created in service of the singles chart.
this album is the anti-perfection.
Yvonne Orji commented on B's 10th anniversary post, anti-perfection, yet perfect in every way. Beyonce also proved to herself that her music and her visuals could speak for themselves. Telling Harper's Bazaar in a very rare interview in 2021, one day I decided I wanted to be like Sade and Prince. I wanted the focus to be on my music, because if my art isn't strong enough or meaningful enough to keep people interested and inspired, then I'm in the wrong business. My music, my films, my art, my message, that should be enough. And 2 albums later, she would decide I don't even need visuals anymore.
You are the visual, baby.
There was a 15th visual on the self-titled album, There's also the final visual of this 10-year look back.
Bitch, I'm grown.
That's a wrap, everyone.
That was a behind-the-scenes shot from the Grown Woman music video that she actually premiered 8 months before the album dropped in a Pepsi commercial in April. It was expected to be on her 5th album whenever that came out. Yeah, I guess it kind of was. It was still included as a visual. But yeah, I remember I'd actually extract the audio from the music video to make it an MP3 so I could listen to it on my iPhone, like on the go. Well, in celebration of this 10-year anniversary, Beyonce has finally released Grown Woman on streaming services. Spotify tweeted, 10 years ago, Beyonce surprised us with her self-titled album. Today, she surprised us again with Grown Woman, and we're absolutely screaming. Yeah, and on Wednesday, Grown Woman got to number 22 on the iTunes chart. People were paying $1.29 to get the song 10 years later. And 4 days later, people are still buying it enough to keep it at number 62 on a chart, which is awesome. Grown Woman, I was going to say probably, but I actually decided, okay, let's figure out what my order is here. It is my second favorite song on the album. So number 5, Pretty Hurts. 4, EXO. 3, Jealous. 2, Grown Woman. And yeah, by far my number 1 track. Oh, people are going to come at me for this one. I thought I could live without you. I love Superpower because it's so unexpected. Like the first time I heard it, I remember waiting for it to explode. And it never does. And it just kind of teases you that it's almost like a Jack in the Box. So you're turning it and you're waiting for it to pop. And that song never does. And it's so unexpected. And yeah, it's after the fact I just realized the power of that song and how it never does explode. It has power without becoming powerful in a way.
A subtle power, a tough love.
I love Frank Ocean on it. And I assume for quite a long time that Frank produced it as well. Yeah, it was quite late. I don't know how much later it was. It was quite later that I learned it was Pharrell that produced that track, which is it's not a Pharrell sounding song at all. Like I love Pharrell, but you know he has a typical sound. So yeah, so it blew me away. That was Pharrell who produced that. And I think that's one of actually a career highlight for him.
Break us down.
Yeah, thoughts on the 10th anniversary? Are you streaming Grown Woman right now? Yeah, what's your favorite track on the industry-shaking Beyonce self-titled album?
Happy 10th anniversary.